All right, guys. For those who don't know, yeah, formerly known as Kanye West is losing a lot of money. We're talking about an estimated $1.5 billion down the drain overnight. All right. A lot of money lost. But hey, based on everything that's been happening with Kanye's this week, I got to ask myself this question. What is the definition of true wealth? And did Kanye actually lose all that money? We're going to break down the truth about Ye's wealth. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? This is JC, and welcome to the Wealth Engineering Show. I create content that has to do anything with business and investing. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Kanye West business and investments, especially his net worth going down overnight. I have an article right here for you. We're going to dive deep into it, but first, make sure you hit the like button. According to Forbes, based on Kanye's anti-Semitism comments, is no longer a billionaire, and Adidas just cut ties with him. Now, this is very interesting because not that long ago, this is what Kanye had to say.
I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what?
That comment right there made him lose a lot of money. Now here's a fun fact. Many people don't know this, but Adidas has very close tie with Nazis when they were being founded, right? The founders of this German company were related with Nazi Germany, and the brother of the one who founded Adidas went ahead and founded Puma. So here's on a very interesting fact. So now they're trying to change their image with this horrible history, and you got Kanye, a big part of their business, saying all this. Now they have to really evaluate, should we sacrifice everything we've been building the last 50 years? And should we basically cut ties with Kanye, lose $260 million in profit, net profit, but save that $1 billion empire that we have built? Because now it started to be a moral issue for them. What followed was even more escalating pressure on Adidas to sever ties with Ye, as a strain of anti Semitic remarks drew condemnation from the top tiers of Hollywood. Now, here's an interesting question. Who's at the top of Hollywood? That's a question for another day. We're not here for that. But what I wanted to talk to you guys, this is what they were saying. It's interesting that although a large portion of your network could be tied to a large organization, you could lose all that wealth overnight if you don't adhere with the culture, with the community guidelines, right? We're seeing a lot of that on YouTube with cancel culture. And now it's starting to be translating in the corporate world. Now, this is definitely an extreme. I definitely understand this, but we cannot necessarily have a culture where big corporate company are supporting hate speech. Um, you have freedom of speech, but that does not mean that you have freedom of consequences. And this is a fair consequences of Ye's action. $1.5 billion, that was the value associated with this deal. And this is what Kanye no longer have access to. And now his net worth is estimated at $400 million. The remainder of his wealth is stock in real estate, cash, all right, his music catalog, and a 5% stake in his ex-wife Kim Kardashian shapewear firm Skim. All right. Now, here is the interesting question. In that $400 million that he has, is that his true wealth? What is the truth behind the wealth of West? Now, here's my take on this. First of all, Kanye's true wealth comes from his mind, his creativity, his influence around the world. Now, you could argue that with these comments, his influence is less. He's definitely have severed his fan from people that are supporting him despite the comment that he made, and people that are totally against him, right? There is almost no in the middle. But with that said, his creativity, his mind, his previous work will always have a place in people's heart, and despite what he's doing in the future, we're going to have to see how much more influence he has in the future. But his true wealth resides in that. Another aspect I wanted to bring about true wealth is you can have a portion of your wealth stuck in an asset. There is a difference in being a millionaire, asset millionaire, versus cash millionaire. There's another difference in being an asset billionaire and a cash billionaire. Here's the truth behind Kanye West's wealth. He was never a cash billionaire. He was only an asset billionaire. Now, as you saw, based on what Adidas did, his asset was under the control of other people other than him. He did not have 100% control on his asset, on his $1 billion asset. And that is the interesting question I wanted to raise here. Now that we're seeing the rise of cancel culture, we see people like Elon Musk that has a large portion of their assets stuck in the asset billionaire as opposed to cash billionaire. We should really evaluate the definition of wealth, right? Now, and also I wanted to say this: true wealth is the freedom that it allows you to buy. Okay, based on the freedom that Kanye West have, you could say that he was always a 9-figure wealthy man, because despite these comments and after everyone cancel him, his wealth is still evaluated in a 9-figure net worth. So that is actually his true wealth and what is 100% under his control. Now, here is another example of what I'm trying to show you guys. Let's say that Kanye West had $100 million in cash in the bank. Okay, the fact that he's putting the money in the bank, the money is no longer under his control. Not that long ago, JPMorgan announced it that they were cutting ties with Kanye West, and they made this announcement public. They sent a letter to Kanye West, and this letter informed the rapper that JPMorgan is ending its banking relationship with the rapper and his company Yeezys, and inform him he has until November 21st to find another bank. Now, here is a very important question to highlight what I'm trying to tell you guys. What happened on November 22nd, 2022, if Kanye decides not to take his money from the bank? Do you think he still have access to this $100 million in the bank? Or do you think that the bank will take his money and do whatever they want, fractional lending with that money, right? Do you think the bank will actually print $100 million worth of dollars and give it to Kanye? Or would you think that they have the legal right, because they announce it to him, because they give him fair warning, that they can take control of all of that money that they have not worked for, but because the money is in their vaults, in their control, they can do whatever they want with it? So here's the important question to think about, guys. What is the definition of true wealth? What is Kanye's true wealth? His true wealth is what is in his mind, what is in reproduce, the influence that he has, but more importantly, the amount of money and currency that he has, how much freedom can that allows him to buy. Now, he's definitely pushing his freedom, right? He's definitely pushing the limit of his freedom, but the fact that he's still a 9-figure net worth and still a wealthy man, that's the real wealth that he has. But some of that wealth is stuck in real estate, right? Real estate, now you're competing with government. And if the government decide to intervene, that's a different story. So you really have to think about who has the control over your money. And this is what I wanted to bring about in this conversation right here. With that said, we'll talk on the next video.
Hey, yeah, it's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts. Time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see. Stocks in business, yes indeed. Got the info that you need. Hosted by my homie JC.